Why do some people do well at auctions and others lose many thousands when they're all looking at the same lots? In this podcast series, we're going to break down how property auctions really work, why more investors are turning to auctions to find opportunities. Hello, I'm Dominic Farrell, and I'm the author of the UK's best-selling property book about auctions called Property Auctions, Repossessions, Bankruptcies and Bargain Properties, which is now in its fourth edition in 2026 and is available on Amazon and through all good booksellers. So whether you're completely new to property auctions or even property investment, already investing in property, the aim of this podcast is to help you understand the opportunities and avoid the disasters. One of the biggest mistakes new investors make is following the crowds, or the herd, as I call them. They walk into an auction room or log in online and immediately get drawn to the same lots as everyone else. The vanilla, vacant possession property with no issues. The kind of property that feels like an easy win. But the truth is, if it looks easy and everyone thinks it's easy, you'll be overpaying. And many times when a herd get behind a lot at a live auction, it sells significantly above market value. And I see it every single week. It eventually ends up like boxers slugging it out in the middle of the ring, punch after punch. And then finally, the winner is crowned, where in actual fact, it's the loser who's got away with it. The real opportunities in property auctions don't sit in plain sight. They hide behind problems, they hide behind issues. And most people, they run from those problems. But as an astute property auctions investor, that's exactly where you should be looking. Because every problem does one thing. It reduces competition. Less competition means lower prices. Lower prices create margin, and margin is where your profit is. So just yesterday, one of my mentees, who's only been on my program for just 6 weeks, was successful at auction. He identified an excellent property in a very good location, in excellent condition, which was tenanted. We also very quickly worked out what the issue was, and it was a tenant landlord's issue to do with paperwork. Now, one of the issues you have with buying property at auction, which is tenanted, is you don't know the tenant. And if you find yourself in a situation where the tenant stops paying the rent, or there are any other issues, then you need all of the paperwork required in order to evict the tenant. And when you don't have that paperwork, that is a business risk. Now, there are various things you can do to resolve that issue, but there's a lot of people out there in the auction space who don't know how to do it. One of the advantages, I guess, that I have is I have a lettings and property management business. So there are workarounds for these type of issues. So it ended up that my mentee was the only person bidding on this absolutely fantastic property simply because the herd couldn't work out what to do with the tenant. And he actually secured the property significantly below market value. And you know what? The tenant is an absolutely fantastic person. In another example, a few months ago, I was out with some people from Manchester looking at various properties, and we had 2 properties on our list. One property, we were a bit late to do a pre-auction offer, so we went to live auction, and our maximum bid was £78,000. We didn't even have time to press the button on the computer. It shot through 78 and ended up at £110,000. Now, this property requires some work to turn it around to get it lettable, and I estimated that to be £5,000. So whoever bought it was in it for £115,000. The herd drove that price well beyond market value. I think they're going to have a few problems when it gets to the refinancing stage. So anyway, we had a property on our unsold list. Now, generally, I like to put properties that I think won't sell for one reason or another on an unsold list, so that when the property doesn't sell, you have a competitive advantage because a seller has gone through a process to sell this property. There'll be a period of signing the forms, sending the ID in, doing the particulars, signing off the particulars from the auction house, a period of marketing, which could be 3, in some cases, it could even be 4 weeks. And then we have the live auction. And if it doesn't sell at live auction, then the seller has a few issues. Psychologically, they may have spent the money already. It could be that they need the money to move somewhere else. It could be for any reason they need the money. So that then gives the potential buyer a competitive advantage. So we had another property in a similar location on our unsold list. It had some legal issues. We were able to secure that property for just £70,000 compared to £115,000 for the property that was at live auction. The difference being our property at £70,000 was a 3-bedroom house. The one at £115,000 was only a 2-bedroom house. And in addition, our £70,000 property attracted a free grant for upgrades, and that grant doesn't have to be paid back. So all in all, an absolutely fantastic outcome. And if you're wondering about the issue that was identified in the legal pack, it probably took about 5 minutes and no additional cost to sort it out. So again, we're coming back to some very key fundamentals, aren't we, of property auctions. You need to know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you're going to do very well. And if you don't, you're going to be buying some properties which will be complete disasters. And I said earlier on, I see this week in, week out. But if you know what you're doing and you can spot the problem properties and you know how to fix them, then you will do exceptionally well. So what sort of problems are we seeking? Clearly, we're not looking at trying to resolve huge structural issues as a property investor. Clearly, if you're a builder, and I work with some builders, then they're very interested in those sort of lots because they have the skills, expertise, and also the time to resolve those issues. But from our perspective as property auction buyers, property traders, you are looking for tenant issues that you can resolve, legal issues, title issues, freehold issues, a slightly complicated refurbishment, which is in your skill set. You're looking at short leases and so on. So there's a whole load of legal, tenants, and property related problems that you can resolve, you can fix them. And that's really when you have that competitive advantage on the herd, is rather than looking for all the vanilla properties that the herd chase and then overpay, you're looking for problem properties which you can fix, which are off the radar screens of the herd, like we had yesterday with one of my mentees who got that outstanding property because no one else was interested in it. So thanks again for listening. The key takeaway is to avoid the herd, seek problems that you can solve, and you'll be very successful. By all means, if you want to contact me, if I can help in any way, or if you want to feature a property on the podcast, then please send it in to dominic@distressedassets.co.uk. If you want to learn more about how to be successful at property auctions, if you go to amazon.co.uk and put in property auctions into the search bar, then my book will be number one. So thank you for listening. Really appreciate the time you've taken to listen to this, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye now.